Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot and to my late full moon readings. I tried to start on the full moon yesterday. If you saw the one reading that I did present, I was having technical issues. But I really enjoy doing these Gods at Play readings, looking at the opposing forces that may be working with us over the past. Well, for today's reading, it's an interesting one because it could be for the next 2 weeks, waiting up until the new moon, and we're clearing out of the whole Cancer Capricorn cycle, which this lunar eclipse last night, which was not a good one. Listening to all the astrologers, it's not good. It could be, obviously, for the next 4 weeks, working up until the next full moon. It could be for the next 6 months, working all the way towards the next eclipse, which I think is on the winter solstice. It's interesting that this year, which is remarkable for having 6 eclipses rather than 4, that the eclipses are actually smack bang on the solstice points. So, just in case you hadn't noticed, 2020 is a really big year. And of course, there's nothing going on in the world that would give you that impression, is there? Right, so I look at the opposing forces here. This is a... you could ask a question beforehand. It's not the sort of reading where I guarantee that you will actually get an answer because, as I say, we are looking at the forces. We are looking at the energies that are at play. I have 2 rows on my reading. The top row is looking at the gods as archontic masks, as in forces that are designed to oppress us, to press us down and keep us separated from the divine. The bottom row is a more pagan view of the gods, where they are free natural forces, independent entities and energies in and of their own right, and they are working to lift us up. Now, I come from a philosophy where, within reason, and there's a comment in itself, but within reason, everything is true. Everything is real. So I can see the effects of the archontic masks of the gods, and I can see the gods. I have more of a pagan background than not. So it's I have Gnostic leanings as well. So the two sort of clash against one another. And there's always the thought that the pagan gods, if there are only archons and then the angels above them, then the pagan gods that we work with are egregores, astral creations of mankind. But these pagan gods, these egregores, are old creations of mankind. They'll have gained some wisdom and some energy and some power along the way. I don't personally think that they are egregores, although I do think that there are egregores of them, if that makes sense. Anyway, way too technical. Let's me get on to dealing the cards. So it's a general reading. There's not even an element of take what resonates necessarily because it's not that sort of reading. You can have a look at the energies and then observe to see whether they're at play or not in your life, and you're not necessarily going to know while watching the reading right now. But don't take my words as gospel, but also do watch your sun, your moon and your rising signs. I think certainly in a lunar eclipse month, watch your moon. Definitely. Watch your sun sign because, as Soul Garden TV says, Chris Witecki, that's your first story, your primary story. Your rising sign is the secondary story. Although in ancient astrology, your rising sign was the most important. But when we're dealing with moon readings, I think the moon features in there somewhere. So if you don't know what your moon and rising sign are, there's a link down below in the description. Follow that through to, I think it's a Cafe Astrology one, but AstroSeek is really good as well, because you can do all sorts of little, like change the house system that you're working with, and do you want to see asteroids or not. So I think I should start putting the AstroSeek link in there as well. There's also a link down there for a Facebook page for the channel. Now that has its own inbox, so if you want to contact me directly for a personal reading via that, you can do. I post all of these videos obviously, and all the astrology videos that I watch, and sometimes other, well, as I call it, in a respectful and reverent fashion, all the hocus pocus nonsense that I watch, because people can get too serious with this, and the whole point of existence is supposed to be working towards joy, isn't it? You know, so, you know, yes, take it seriously, but don't take it too seriously. You know, have a sense of humour about it, because the world is ludicrous. The fact that we chose to do this as incarnate souls is ludicrous, and so it's worth a smile. Yeah, I think that's it for the housekeeping. So, like I say, looking at the opposing energies, because full moon, sun opposed moon. All right, let me bring up the cards. And of course, there's a timestamp down below for you to head into whichever reading that you want to when you get there. So on that note, welcome Aries rising and Aries moon if you've just joined us. Now, what seems to be occurring here is that your attention is being focused upon something that is causing you, or may cause you, to miss out on a new thing that would bring you a lot of joy. It's almost like with focus and Kronos with cycles, and Kronos obviously represents Saturn. Well, Kronos is Saturn, the god, not the planet, although there's an element of interchangeability there. But if you are maintaining your focus doggedly on one aspect of what you're trying to achieve, there is a chance that it is distracting you, or helping you, or helping keep you away from something new that could come in, something that brings beauty into your life, something that it's basically a matter of keep your eyes open, because whatever you've got this focus on, it's something that life has said, yes, you need to focus on this. And as much as that may be true, that is also a lie. Because if you are focusing upon something to the exclusion of the discovery of something else, then you're doing yourself a disservice, and all you are doing is going on the same old runaround as what you've gone before. Now, it may be that maybe not your strong point, Aries, but being a role of peacemaker and not overreacting would be advised during this period. I mean, let's face it, it's always advised anyway. But we have Oye with power here, so that could indicate Oya, sorry, with power, and that could indicate a misuse of power by you, or a misuse of power against you, that you are coming up against some form of power, some form of, you know, whether it's a bully stood in a doorway, or a regulation that you can't get through and it's preventing things. There is going to be a way around it. But what I'm really drawn to is, on your side, we have the Valkyries and Skadi with redemption and atonement. I'm drawn to it because similar themes and same pantheon. So the Valkyries take a hero to Valhalla. So there may be a chance for you to, through some redemptive act, be elevated in your status or be able to go to a place that is more suited for whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. Because you're Aries, and so no doubt this is about work. I mean, there's nothing here that says it's about work apart from maybe that focus card. But as a general rule, your astrology this year seems to be about work. But it also indicates that there could be an apology coming your way, and in which case, accept that apology. You don't have to be bosom buddies with whoever it is, but accept the apology, because drama will work against you, and woundedness here with Chiron will work against you. Time is on your side, and with that being under or opposing the Chiron card, I'm immediately brought to think time heals all wounds. Does it, whatever it was, does it matter anywhere as much as it used to? So that's if it's something that's against you. If it's something that you are doing, this 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 months, whatever, is a perfect time to set something right. It's a perfect time to not undo, but maybe to redress something that you may have done wrong or caused wrong, innocently or guiltily, in the past. It is time. There is time to heal things now. It doesn't have to go the same as what it always has. Yes, you need to keep your ears and eyes open. That's nice. For opportunity of new things coming to you, because the end of this period is a fertile period. Time is going to bring rewards for you for the work that you put in, with the Horai and the Empress here. And we've also got Maui with his discovery being clarified by the star, that bringing in of wisdom. So it's almost like you need to stay around to listen to that still silent voice, or listen to your intuition, whichever, and just be aware of where there is something new that comes in. Now with this power card with Oya, we have that clarified by the devil. So as you probably know, I always clarify the devil card with my demon possessed tarot, and we have Baal as the emperor here. With controls the weather, rain and lightning, and cures or causes pestilence. So I think I wouldn't normally point that one out, but during the time of this worldwide virus, then but be careful. Be careful about, I mean, with the Emperor and power, with the Devil card, be careful about exerting your power in a fashion that is not listening to anything else or listening to those around you, being so sure that you are going to carry on doing that original thing that you were doing. I mean, there is implied on here a slight change of course, or the adoption of something new coming into your life. And you must not allow anxiety to prevent that, and you must not allow previous wounds to prevent it. As I say, time heals all wounds here. But the opening the doorway to some form of beauty, so that could be a person, so it could be a love relationship or a friendship, that could be a craft, or a new hobby or a new topic of study. I mean, that's what I get when things like this appear in my readings. It's a new topic of study. I suddenly find out, oh, I didn't know about this, or I knew about it and I was meant to look into it, but now I'm going to look into it. Oh, and this is fascinating. So, and that's where I see the beauty in things, in the learning new stuff. But I'm really impressed with this idea of the redemption. So there is an apology coming to you. Accept it. Use that as a foundation to build upon. Or you are doing something, setting something right. The other message with this Valkyrie's card would be that you manage to get to a, let's call it a higher place. You know, like Valhalla is a higher place to the standard battlefield. So if we're talking in business terms, you change breakfast clubs and you go to one where the actual important people go to. If we're if we're talking in terms of furthering your education, this would say you get to go to a better university than what you was planning, or a better college than what you was planning. But never forget that that comes with a cost. The only reason that the Valkyries turn up is when there has been a death. They are there to take the dead hero. So there is some form of cost, something that you will be giving up to go to this higher place. And it's something that you have a choice over. The Lover's card here. You can either choose to go with it or not. But either way, there is a chance to set things right with that, or alongside it. Is there anything else that I see here? Right. So I wanted an extra card because it was the eclipse, and why not? So I chose the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, and we have Fornius with fruitless labour at the top, and fertility multiplicity with Amiel on the base of the card. Accepting the apology, accepting the new thing, paying the cost and levelling up will bring you that fertility and multiplicity. But if you are sticking your focus on, I am going to do this come what may, and I am going to carry on with it, and then just ask yourself, if what you are focusing on, trying to achieve, is it going to bring you something different, or is it just going to be more of the same? And if it's more of the same, you know, it might be more, as in more of the same. It might be, you know, like a promotion at work. You're still doing the same job. You've just got a bigger responsibility area. But if it is more of the same and not something new, not something different to what you were starting to focus on, then it's a trap. It's a trap that you may well be triggered to try and defend and shoot yourself in the foot in the process. And that would be causing stress and because of stress. Well, that's cheerful, isn't it? Like I say, keep your eyes open for the new thing, accept the apologies, set things right, and if you're wanting to go to a higher place, whatever that may mean for you, then be prepared to pay the cost. Okay, Aries, like, share, subscribe, comment down below if it means anything to you. And the way my tech and life has been going recently, I've no idea what reading to be promised to be your next reading, but there will be more readings. Cheers.